Here we go, it's time for the recap of week 7 of Luke's Big Brother 19, Ruminations on the movie Click. Josh was randomly selected to choose a button on the BB remote, and he pressed replay. With the replay button in play, that meant that this week there would be 2 veto competitions, meaning 2 chances to get off of the block for the nominees. At the Head of Household competition, players had to answer questions about one another. When asked who would be most likely to be voted out next, Meredith and Abrielle were the 2 most popular answers. And when asked who would be most likely to win the season, Josh was the most powerful answer. In the end, after many opinions were shared, Josh was the new Head of Household. The 3 remaining members of the Girls Alliance plus Meredith met outside and all agreed that most people were on good terms with Josh, and no one really knew exactly where he would land.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel okay with Josh as HOH. I feel like we've been working together really well since the beginning, and I think Oscar and I have talked about being 3, but like loosely and like 2 at a time, and I want to see how this round goes to really hopefully solidify that and see if that can take us to the end, because that would to me be the goal. Those are the people I feel the best with right now, and I feel like this round will be very eliminating because people are right, Josh has been friendly with everyone, and so this is the first test we really had of where he truly stands, because I think almost every vote so far he's been in the majority and done what I expected him to do. But we'll see what happens now, especially with 2 veto competitions. We'll have to just see how this play out.
Josh told Oscar that he wanted to keep Oscar and Desh safe. However, he thought that Meredith was winning too many competitions and wanted to target Meredith for the week. This threw Oscar off, who thought that Meredith was one of their closer allies. Josh also mentioned that Oscar was one of the big competitors as well, which put Oscar even further on edge.
In the competition so that I can send like a big player home, but now I'm cool with everyone here, so obviously that's not my tactic anymore. Who do you think I should put?
I'm still kind of afraid of the 2 girls, Addie and Tiffany.
Oscar brought his concerns to Desh and made sure that he solidified a final alliance of Desh, Josh, Meredith, and Oscar. Desh was all on board. Oscar was mainly concerned that Josh seemed to be backing out of the alliance.
Eager I am to see it to you to the top.
Yeah, because right now I'm very safe with you and with Meredith. I thought I was safe with Josh, but he's. I still am, but there's gonna be a point where Josh is gonna have to pick between himself and us 4. Yeah. And I think me and Meredith are gonna be like the lower end, and he might take you with him to the final, which is, I understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm strong with you. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
Tiffany pulled Meredith to the side and said that she saw an ally in Meredith. Meredith quickly called Tiffany out because Tiffany had just voted Meredith as the most likely person to go home next. Tiffany was clearly trying to pull Meredith into the Girls Alliance, but it seemed to be too little too late. From a bird's eye view, the most simplified structure of the game was divided by gender. At this point, it seemed like it was the 3 guys, the 3 girls, and our non-binary player Meredith in the middle. I will say Abrielle joins us in the Greenhouse Season 3, where she reveals that her pronouns are she, they. So when I talk about the girls versus the guys, that's how things stood the day of this competition.
In response to the question, who's eliminated next? You and Abby both said me as the 2 people like I had just nominated. I don't know, I didn't take that super well. You know?
No, sure, and I think that game too, like, you have to be careful with who you say in the game. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have put you on the block. I'm not gonna sit here and try to kiss your ass about
I know, I would.
The 3 guys had helped Meredith swing the game in her direction when Allie was blindsided, so it was difficult for Tiffany to gain ground here. Josh told Abrielle that she would be nominated against Meredith. He asserted that Meredith was his target, and that because there were 2 vetoes in play this week, Abrielle would have 2 shots to save herself. Abrielle, Rita, and Tiffany met up and discussed the importance of sticking together moving forward. It had seemed that Josh was going to stick with the 2 guys, Desh and Oscar. Winning Meredith as an ally could be a major move in this late stage of the game. Josh told Desh that Meredith was the target, and the two recognized that the three girls had been meeting up a good bit throughout this round. Oscar warned Meredith that Josh saw the two of them as physical threats in the game, and the two were frustrated that Josh seemed to be pulling out of a pretty good alliance.
This is the thing, Josh right now, he's starting to feel, because we're towards the end, he identified us three as very strong competitors.
Yeah.
So he might potentially pick you and me, like he even told me that, because now it's like he knows that we are in a threat in a way, and I told him like, I thought that us three were good.
Yeah.
So
I feel like now's not the time to get scared.
it's not the time, and he's already kind of scared.
Yeah, no, now's the time.
Josh told Meredith that Meredith would be going on the block, and he explained that he thought Meredith was winning just too many competitions. Meredith stressed that she thought that she, Josh, and Oscar were the three strongest players in the game, and she wanted to see the three of them make a run at the final three. This is the problem with Josh's strong social game so far. Because everyone feels close to him now that he's HOH, he has to leave certain players feeling betrayed. And this is even more difficult this week because two people could be vetoed off the block. At the nomination ceremony, Josh nominated Meredith and Abrielle, as planned. Rita won the first Power of Veto competition, and at the veto ceremony, she pulled Meredith off the block, even though her strong ally Abrielle was up next to Meredith. Rita later revealed that she wanted to make this move to try to pull Meredith into her trio with Abrielle and Tiffany. Tiffany was nominated as the replacement nominee, going into the second veto competition. At the second Power of Veto competition, Meredith won.
I didn't expect for those vetoes to go the way that they did. I didn't expect Rita to get Meredith out, honestly, but whatever happens, happens, and I feel really bad for Tiffany, I'm not gonna lie, because I did not want to put her up, and I told her that like I didn't want to, but I just really hope that she actually understands that like I'm in a really shitty position right now to have to do that. I'm hoping that, who won the last veto?
Meredith.
I'm hoping that Meredith doesn't use her veto so that it just stays the way that it is, because then if I have to put someone else up for elimination, that's gonna really suck.
Oscar met with Desh one more time and tried to solidify a Final Four with Josh, Desh, Meredith, and Oscar. Oscar then met with Josh and stressed that he wanted to see Abrielle and Tiffany be the next two to leave the competition. The only two people who could be replacement nominees if Meredith used the veto were Oscar and Desh. It was heavily implied that Oscar would be the replacement nominee if that happened. Rita told Meredith that she used the veto on Meredith to try to pull her into the girls' alliance. They were hoping that Meredith could use the veto here, which would result in the nomination of either Desh or Oscar. Then, these four would control the majority of the votes and could send one of the guys out of the game. Meredith revealed, however, that she still didn't feel like she was part of this group and didn't plan on flipping over. At the veto and eviction ceremony, Meredith left the nominations the same, and Abrielle and Tiffany were the final nominees. Ultimately, Desh and Rita voted against Abrielle because they both had strong bonds with Tiffany, while Meredith and Oscar voted against Tiffany, who they saw as the bigger threat between the two. So we had a tie.
Damn, so y'all just not making it easy on me, huh? Y'all just not making it easy, okay. I had to think about this once I realized that this could be a potential for me to have to decide who goes home tonight. And I am placing my vote strictly based off of what I see in determination. Like I said, we're the cream of the crop. I think it's fun to continue with the cream of the crop. Not saying that the person who I'm eliminating isn't the cream of the crop, but just who I've seen a fire from, I just really want to save them. So I'm so sorry that I have to eliminate Abby. I'm so sorry, I love you. It's no hard feelings.
And with that, Abrielle, one of the strongest players of the season, was sent out the door. Only 6 remain. The finale is in sight. Find out who goes home next week on Luke's Big Brother 19.